So, hello to Facebook, and glad that you could be watching me today, if you are watching me, and be great. I think I've got a whole bunch of things going on here, and I thought today what I'd like to do is just take a little bit of time, and I know this is going to be a bit of a lengthy one on Facebook, and part of what I'm going through right now is just the many things around how to be on social media and how to build a brand and things like that. And I know that you're not meant to do more than like 90 seconds on Facebook before somebody scrolls past you and they just flip past you, but that's fine. I can deal with that. Somewhere here in my gadgets, I can tell who's online, and for some reason now I can't find that particular element here. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Anyway, having said that, welcome to my little office. I just thought I'd show you my view from my office. Look at that. What a morning, isn't it? What a morning, eh? A little cloudy, and just these waves coming with some dolphins were coming past just a few minutes ago, and that was really fun. And yeah, just enjoying kind of being present. So what I want to talk about is a little bit about the mission that Christine and I are on, and how things have changed for us over the last year or so. And it really has been a kind of a tumultuous time, never mind COVID, but just stepping out of leading churches for the past 39 years, or 38 years, should I say. And I just thought a little bit to give a bit of a catch-up as to how we're doing and what we're doing and where we think we're going in terms of mission. Naturally, I still am very involved with Grace and loving it. But to just give you a kind of a quick summary of where we are. So just over a year ago, I officially stood down from my role as the senior pastor at Grace Family Church, and so excited to see Wayne and Tom and what they've been doing online with the church, and the pivoting that they've done through COVID. I mean, it's been crazy these times. It really has been crazy. And you know, for Christine and I, we've been involved with church work for well over 40 years now. And you know, for me, when I was leading, even started in Pangeni and here at Grace, it was like every day was like a new day. Every day was different because, you know, in a sense, I had never done this before, if you know what I mean. It's not like I worked in a church situation, saw how a guy ran a church or led a church, saw a church grow, maybe have led a large church and then came here and you know, taken over this church. But every day was like you know, going to work for the first time, and so often I felt almost an imposter. You know? I mean, it's true, you know, because we just started with a few people, both in Pangeni and here in Durban. We started with a few people, and over the years things changed and things developed, and God blessed us, and we built buildings and people and staff and all kinds of things. And so, you know, it's been a real adventure. And there were kind of two things that became clear to me in the last sort of 5 years or so. The first one was that the best thing I can do for Grace Family Church, for myself, was to do a really good transition. You know, you have to kind of hand over the church. Oh, there's a big set coming through. Now let me just show you there. Can you see that? It's a big set coming through. Wow. Anyway, you know what? If you really get bored with me talking here, I can actually share this with you up in the top there, so you can see it. Hey, fancy. Anyway, let me not get too distracted here with all the things that are going on. So for me, the whole thing of succession and transition was important, and we took time over it, and we were prayerful. It took all in all maybe 2 to 3 years to get to a point where finally I stepped down. Tom came into that pace, and as I said, so proud of him and Wayne and the staff and the team at Grace, especially through COVID. But for Christine and I, one of the things, the second thing that was so vitally important to me was that I wasn't going to retire. I wasn't going to just now go park off at the beach and, you know, join the local bowling club or become a big fisherman. Nothing wrong with that stuff, but that's not the plan. The plan was having a sense of mission. And I heard this line about 40 years ago, and it says, we are not human beings seeking a spiritual experience, but spiritual beings perfecting the human experience. Now, this guy, Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, is accredited with making this statement. Apparently, there are other people who've said this maybe before him, but nevertheless, when I heard this 40 years ago, it rang true. And I think it's it's that identity, this thing that resonates with you. And so when I just came across the statement again, probably 3 or 4 years ago, it really began to resonate with me, especially with what we were going on and what we were doing. And I began to think about what does it mean to have a full human experience. And I went into the book of Genesis where everything begins and God creates, and he creates man and woman, and he creates mankind, human beings, and he gives them this garden, and he says, be productive, be fruitful, multiply, be generative, be abundant. And for me, it concluded what a human being is. A human being is somebody who has union with God, that's connected to God, union with one another, that's connected to each other, and union with some kind of generative purpose, something that is moving forward with the universe and being a blessing, just bringing life around to where you go. And so I really felt like that as I exit out of my role at Grace, even though I still have a role there, it's a role where I'm contributing towards the preaching and kind of working with the elders and stuff. So I'm still involved there, but not operationally, So I realized that God was going to call me to this being human thing. And this is where, in a sense, the whole social media platform kind of began to emerge for me, because what platform would I use? Where would I express this? And so I really felt like I should go into social media, particularly YouTube, start a YouTube channel. And it really was inspiring for me, and I got very motivated. And it really was quite a radical learning curve, because I just turned 63 the other day. And, social media is the medium of young people. And what's this old guy going to do with social media, with YouTube, with Facebook, with Instagram and Twitter and all these kind of things? And so I began to kind of really try to educate myself. I'm not a complete techno idiot. So I began to kind of figure out how to do this, how to set up sort of YouTube channels, how to do Instagram. I designed a website, and I kind of began to just work on the technicalities of what I thought would be the platform. The why was clear to me. Why am I doing this? Because I want people to experience what it means to be alive to God, alive to others, and alive to some generative purpose. And the what is also, I don't know, like, check this bird here. I don't think it's going to make it into my scene here. Let's see. It flew away. Anyway, so bearing all that in mind, I began to experiment. And when I looked at the content, and that's just probably where it hasn't been completely clear. And so I began to kind of scratch around what it means. And so I began to experiment and just do all kinds of things. I love the idea of making movies or making short movies, doing stuff with photography, and particularly in movies and telling stories. And it's been a journey, and to be honest with you, it's been quite frustrating, because I realize how much I don't know, and it's a very competitive world that I'm trying to operate in, and I'm reading up, and I'm trying to use all these, fulfill all these rules, because there's so many people telling you how to do this, and so today I'm kind of just saying, hey guys, this is what I'm about, this is what I'm doing. I'd love you to join me in this journey, I'd love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So there's my YouTube channel, and you can see, if you ever look at it, in fact I can actually enlarge it, you'll see that I have 405 subscribers, and I have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers. And so that's a YouTube channel. Then I started an Instagram kind of account, and I love Instagram. It really is brief. What's it? 526 followers or something. I had 530 yesterday. That means somebody's just unsubscribed, unfollowed me. I'm not really on Twitter, but naturally, that's kind of what my website looks like. It's a little old, outdated right now. And anyway, not crazy about it, but I'm looking to redesign that and get that going. But you can subscribe to my website, which puts you on a mailing list, on a database if you want to. I mean, this is all up to you, and all that kind of thing. So what I'm talking about today is just to say, thanks for those of you who've just been kind and encouraging me. and to say that, you know what, if you really want to help me, I'd love it if you'd go into those various platforms. And what I've learned is that Facebook, where I'm the medium I'm now, that if I put a link in a Facebook description to a YouTube post that I've just done or something else that I've just done, then what happens is that Facebook wants me to pay to get some traction out of it. So I'm not going to do that on this particular post today. If you want to, I'm trying to use some organic growth out of this stuff. So I don't know if anybody's going to watch this. I mean, how long have I been going on for 10 minutes already? So anyway, so Christina and I recently finished this podcast series because we've got a podcast as well, and you can find all these things in Mark Being Human. Where's my podcast? Yeah, so it's on Apple Podcast, as well as on Spotify podcast. You can get these things over there, and you can just go search Mark Being Human or Mark van Straten. You'll find we've done a 5-part series, Christine and I together, on marriage, called Marriage Works. Posted a thing on faith on YouTube on Friday. So you know what, all you have to do is search for that stuff, and if you follow, subscribe, it really is going to help me just to kind of build some momentum and critical mass. And over the next few weeks, I feel like I'm getting clarity as to how I want to do stuff and what I want to do. If you want to know any information or you want to help in any way, particularly in helping me redesign my website, you can write to me at markvans57@gmail.com. And I love it if you be part of this journey, you know. And I remind that the mission is to discover what it means to be fully human, to be connected to God. So my content is about being connected to God. My content is about being connected to people. And my content is about being generative, about how to live a generative life, how to live a life of abundance, that we live in a world that there's more than enough, and not always live with this limited mind space. So these are the things that I'm working on at the moment. Thanks for watching me. I don't know how many have been online with me today. Normally somewhere on this little software program I got that. But today, I don't seem to be able to track that stuff. So God bless you. Thanks for being with me today, and love it if you. Oh, there we go. I've got some views here. Oh, all right. So let me just see if I can make sense of that. No, I can't. No, I don't know what I've done. Anyway, so God bless you. Have a tremendous day. Thanks for watching, and yeah. Bless you, man. Thanks for listening to me. Cheers.